so in love with you.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and the California housing market meltdown is getting bad. There is no other state with as many metro areas that have had year-over-year price decline in 2022 like California. And like our last recession, the housing market crash overall is gonna start in California. And today we're gonna dig into 6 different metro areas, and we're gonna look at investor share, we're gonna look at the amount of price decline, and we're gonna look at inventory growth from a month of supply aspect. And at the end of the video, we're gonna try to determine which of the 6 metro areas will have the best opportunities to purchase in the coming months and years. And the metro areas that we're gonna look at today are San Francisco, San Jose, Oakland, Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Diego. Now, do me a favor, guys, before we continue, like this video for these efforts, subscribe if you haven't already, and shoot me a comment below. Don't leave me hanging. I want to know how you guys feel about our Metro deep dive today. But let's get started. The first place that we're going to start out is the total amount of investor shares. So I'm going to go through each of the 6 metro areas, and I'm going to show you guys the total overall amount of investor share for housing units, but I'm also going to pull up the top zip codes of those metro areas just to give you an idea of how crazy right now the investor share is. And you guys understand that what I am saying is the areas and metros that have the highest investor shares are most likely going to create the best buying opportunities for us, because what's happening right now essentially is rent is going down. So we're going to start with San Francisco, as you can see here. Now, this is investor purchases as far as 2022 year to date. So San Francisco, guys, overall has about 20% of the total households going to investors. Now, what's really amazing is if you look here, the top zip code for San Francisco, 80% of the homes went to investors. So to me, that is a monster amount of investor share, 80% in the top zip code in San Francisco. Overall, 20% of investor share going to San Francisco. Next up, we have San Jose, which is right here on the map, as you can see. Now, San Jose investor market share in 2022 is 15%. So the overall amount of housing units, 15% of that went to investors. But take a look at the top 5 zip codes in San Jose. So the zip code with the top amount of investor share had 45% of those homes going to investors. Astonishing, because San Jose is super expensive. Now we're looking at Oakland. Oakland's total amount of investor share overall is 14%. But when we look at the top 5 zip codes in Oakland as far as investor market share, the number 1 zip code has 49% of total homes going to investors in 2022. That is astonishing. Now, of course, we have Los Angeles. Now, the total amount of investor share for Los Angeles is actually 20%. But when we look at the top 5 zip codes here, you can see the number 1 zip code, 90210, just like the TV show, has 60%. Again, you guys, 60%, 90210. Again, maybe I'm just an 80s baby or something. It was a sitcom, whatever, it doesn't matter. It was actually decent. I enjoyed it. But 60% of those homes went to investors. Astonishing. So now we're looking at Riverside. Riverside is huge. The total amount of housing units going to investors in 2022 is 17%. And you can see the top 5 zip codes right here as far as investor market share, with the first one being 92210, with 50% of the housing units going to investors in 2022. Last but not least, we have San Diego. So the total amount of investor share, market share in San Diego for 2022 is 22%. So this is the metro area as far as percentage with the most amount of units going to investors. And you can look at the top 5 zip codes right here. The number 1 zip code for investor market share is 92067 at 56% of housing units going to investors. So what I'm saying again is the areas typically with the most investor demand and most investor shares are more than likely going to create the best buying opportunities for any potential home buyers that are going to purchase in the next few months or the next couple years. And again, the reason that is obviously there's so many rent declines going on throughout the nation and a housing market recession. So again, we're going to start seeing a predominant amount of investors fire sell their properties to get liquidity back so they can get through the recession. But now let's dig into these 6 metro areas and take a look at the total price declines. And you guys, again, it's huge. California is going through a total meltdown. They're usually the first state to start. So we're going to look at some really steep price declines right now. So starting with San Francisco, you can see this is the median sales price, guys, and it peaked out at 1.66 million right here. Housing prices, median sales price actually went down to 1.46 million for a total loss from peak to right now of $200,000 or 11.9%. So San Francisco is down 11.9% from peak. All right, so now we have San Jose. San Jose actually peaked as far as median sales price at $1.62 million. It's now at a median sales average price of $1.36 million for a total loss from peak to right now of $262,000. A lot of money, in my opinion. That's a total decline from peak to right now of 16.1%. Massive price decline in San Jose. So now we have Oakland, and as you can see here, Oakland peaked at about 1.09 million as far as median sales price. That has gone down to an average of $930,000 for a total loss from peak to right now of $165,000. You guys, California is absolutely burning down right now. That's a total loss of 15% from peak to right now in Oakland. Now we have Los Angeles, guys, where I was born. I was born in West Covina. So Los Angeles actually peaked at $912,000. Fast forward to today, the median sales price is $823,000, which essentially represents an $89,000 loss from peak to right now, or 9.7% median sales price decline in Los Angeles, California. So now we're looking at Riverside, California. Riverside, California peaked right here at $578,000. The new median sales price is $530,000, representing a loss from peak to right now of $48,000 in Riverside, or 8.3% decline from peak. Again, you guys, absolutely astonishing what's going on in California. Now let's look at San Diego. So San Diego actually peaked right here at $880,000. Fast forward to today, median sales prices have actually gone down to $775,000. You guys, San Diego is $1,000 away from being added to the year-over-year price decline metro area. San Diego has been plummeting for a total loss of $105,000, or 11.9% decline in San Diego from peak into right now. So all in all, you guys, you can see there's an absolute meltdown going on right now, not only in Northern California, but also in Southern California. And these price declines are only set to continue because, again, once we get past the holidays, we're going to be going into winter months of seasonal price decline. Plus, we still don't have hyper inventory. We still don't have a foreclosure crisis, and we still don't have a true unemployment wave or a confirmed recession. So once those things start coming into play into our market, we're going to start seeing these price declines, in my opinion, continue to spiral out of control. But right now, guys, let's move on to the next data set, which is inventory. And what I'm going to do is look at months of supply. And I'm going to essentially divide the months of supply from where we're at right now divided by where we are at the beginning of the year. Now, it's kind of a special way to look at it, but it's essentially measuring the amount of opportunity that we have right now compared to the opportunity that we had as buyers at the beginning of the year. Because you guys remember at the beginning of the year, super toxic sellers market, that is ending. Let's take a look at months of inventory right now. So starting with San Francisco, you can see at the start of the year, we had 6.9 weeks of inventory. You guys, this is months of supply, but unfortunately for some reason, Redfin categorizes it as weeks of supply, even though it's listed as months of supply, as you can see here. But regardless, San Francisco started at 6.9 and shot all the way up to 14.1 weeks of supply, essentially making that a 104% increase in months of supply from the start of the year. So triple-digit inventory growth in San Francisco. And you guys take a look at San Jose. This is absolutely crazy. So San Jose started out the year with only 3.2 weeks of supply. Fast forward to today, we're at 8.7 weeks of supply, essentially making that a growth of 171% of months of supply growth. So there's a whole bunch more opportunity in San Jose from the start of the year. Pretty astonishing, 171% increase of months of supply. So now we're looking at Oakland. Oakland started out the year with this is insane, only 3.3 weeks of supply. Fast forward to today, we have 9.8 weeks of supply, giving us a difference of 196% increase in total months of supply from the start of the year. So almost a 200% increase in Oakland. So here's Los Angeles. So Los Angeles started out the year with only 7.8 weeks of supply. Fast forward to today, it shot all the way up to 16.3 weeks of supply. That is a tremendous increase, guys. That represents a 108% increase from the start of the year till right now in Los Angeles, California. So now we're looking at Riverside. Riverside started out the year with only 7 weeks of supply. Fast forward to today, we now have 17.3 weeks of supply, which essentially represents from the start of the year to right now a 147% increase in months of supply in Riverside. So an astronomical amount as well. Now, last but not least, guys, San Diego. Now look at San Diego. It started the year out at only 3.6 weeks of supply. So the start of the year, San Diego had like no supply. Fast forward to today, they have 11.7 weeks of supply. That represents from the start of the year to right now a 225% increase, over 200% increase of months of supply for San Diego, California. So what we know about reviewing those 6 metro areas as far as inventory, we noticed that San Diego in Southern California is having the sharpest increase of inventory as far as a months of supply standpoint. So overall, I believe the metro area that will present some of the best buying opportunities with the heaviest price cuts and heaviest crashes is going to be between San Jose and San Diego. I think as far as Northern California, it's absolutely going to be San Jose. And as far as Southern California, I think that's absolutely going to be San Diego. So if you're in any of those areas, sit tight because more than likely you're going to be presented with the deals of a lifetime as long as you stay ahead of unaffordability, inflation, and increase your leverage as a purchaser. Now, other than that, guys, I really hope you guys got some value, insights, and perspective from today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.